What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit the notification bell, and make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, for this video, we're going to be jumping into the Justice League issue number 64. And this is going to be introducing us to a new superhero team, kind of like a galactic Justice League. More or less, it's the first legion of superheroes. Now, make sure you stay all the way through to the end because we definitely got some Justice League Dark in the back that has been an amazing story. The story written by Ram V, which I think is arguably one of the best writers at DC Comics right now. Now, with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we dive into issue number 64, DC is really saying that this is a great jumping in point if you're new to all of Infinite Frontier, because this story is really laying the groundwork for all the stories that they're planning on building. Because now that they have the Omniverse open up to them, we're going to see a barrage of new stories from all across the many multiverses that exist. But this story is picking us up with the newly formed United Planets, and the commander of legality is talking to us about Sinmer Utopica, and she lets us know that the Sinmer star system, it was only recently discovered in the furthest reaches of the galaxy, and the Sinmer governing collective had selected one of their own warriors to be given the ultimate power, created in the shadow of Kal-El of Earth. He was created to be their Superman, but instead of being like Superman, instead of being a beacon of hope like so many others after given this kind of power, they turned it and used it for selfish reasons. And so what we're seeing is a trial for the Utopic to answer for the crimes that he has committed. And the first witnesses that they have is the United. And our Galactic Justice League, it is made up of Hawkslayer, Prince Zerup, Bloodstar, Dominator QQ, and Diviniq. This is the United Planets United Order, and they are here to tell everybody of the crimes the Utopica has committed, how they intercepted him with the help of Superman, and they show all the crimes, showing how the Utopica needs to stay locked up and to answer for all of the war crimes committed. But when the council calls for the Utopica to come out, they open up the doors only to find that he is no longer there. And the United, they try to jump into action as soon as possible, but this was an ambush because the Utopica has already started laying waste to everything in sight. This newly formed United Planets Council is already being wrecked. It is being absolutely destroyed, and it doesn't look like anything can stop it. Now, picking back up on Earth, we're picking up with Oliver Queen and Black Canary. Now, the Green Arrow has really been trying just to get a little bit of alone time with Canary. With everything that's been going on with them, ended up on the home world of Naomi for a small period of time. Arrow has really just been trying to get away to have some alone time, to really help build their relationship. But as they're sitting here, looking over the sunrise in Coast City, they have somebody on a gas station rooftop with a sniper rifle. They don't appear to be assassins, but they appear to be watching them and being taken to the Hall of Justice. This is where we're meeting up with the rest of the Justice League. And currently, Naomi and Aquaman, they're kind of in a little sparring match right now. And Aquaman is asking really just to give me everything you have, because they want to see the extent of Naomi's abilities. They want to just see how powerful she is. We all know that she has some mega powers, but she doesn't know how to fight, and she doesn't know how to control her power. Because he tells her, you have to learn how to do hand-to-hand combat. It is essential when it comes to facing anybody. It's how you truly learn who you are, what you are capable of, and that this is the path that all warriors have to take. And as he's going on this whole long little monologue he's got going on, this is where we see Naomi charging up her fist, and it looks like she's about to deal a blow to Aquaman. Meanwhile, on the outside at the entrance of the Hall of Justice, we have Naomi's parents pulling up, her adopted parents of this earth. And really, her parents are in complete awe right now. They're average, normal, everyday people. So being at the Hall of Justice, seeing all of this grandeur, It's a lot for them to take in. But at the end of the day, they really do believe that Naomi is in the right place. With her gifts, with her abilities, this is the place where she's going to make the most difference. And meeting up with the Wonder Twins, they take the parents back to meet Naomi, where she is currently training with Aquaman. But that training has gone a little bit sideways because Aquaman is calling a timeout while Naomi is getting pulled away because she more or less has a moment of blacking out. After being provoked by Aquaman for quite some time, she let go of her powers, she hit back, and she kind of loses it. She lets her anger get the better of her. And she apologizes profusely for this, saying that this isn't her. This isn't something that she normally does. She's never one to succumb to her anger. But lately she's been going through a lot of different changes that her and nobody else around her truly understand. No one understands because of where she comes from. Her homeworld is so vastly different than Earth. But in the midst of all this is when she realizes that her parents are there. And as everybody is doing their introductions, Black Adam, he says, I think one of the nicest things he's actually said to somebody. And he lets Naomi's parents know that they raised a good kid. And that a lot of people, they can't say that. And then he flies off. But as everybody is doing their introductions, this is when Kelex comes and lets them know that there is an urgent emergency coming from deep space. And the message is from Hawkslayer of the United Order. He's called to let them know that the Utopica, he has escaped. He got away from the United. And they believe that he is headed towards Earth to kill Superman. And they believe that because that's literally what he said after he beat them. And so he tells them to heed his words because they were not able to stop him. Now, picking back up with Oliver Queen, they're pulling into one of his villas, and Arrow tells Canary that they have been followed. He's been keeping an eye on them ever since they were back on the cliffside. That he doesn't really know who they are, but they had the opportunity to take them out at any point they wanted to. But Arrow and Black Canary, they flank the hell out of this guy. They throw him off, knock him down, and they're able to get up to him and question him. And we find out that it's Damon Rose. And he's here because of Checkmate. And more specifically, he's here because of Oliver. Now, picking up with the rest of the Justice League, back at the Hall of Justice, Superman is trying to find out exactly how much time they have before the Utopica arrives at Earth. And with no timeline given, Superman says that he's going to go out to space and he's going to intercept. It's his only option up at this point. And that everybody needs to be on deck. Every single heavy hitter that we have on our roster, they need to get here and they need to get here now. And this is when they realize that it is far too late to evacuate the Hall of Justice. Because looking up to the sky, they see a twinkle that appears to be coming at them. And that twinkle is none other than the Utopica. Now, that will end this story, and that's what will pick us up in the Justice League Dark. And it's picking us up where it left off, with Inara, the 13th Knight of Arthur's Round Table, currently battling a bunch of these cultists, a bunch of these sadists, and Batman has been watching from up in the shadows. And in the midst of her fighting all of them, Batman jumps down and he helps her out. And after they are all defeated, Batman asks who she is, because up to this point, he really doesn't know. The only thing that we know about her is that Dr. Fate had a vision of her, but she tells Batman that she is the 13th Knight of Arthur's Round Table, of his court, sworn to a task that she failed. And now she is trying to find a way, any kind of way, to make amends. And she said she was called here by a voice that knew a lot of details about Merlin's betrayal. And Batman lets her know that they've been putting out kind of like sonic waves for quite some time now all over Gotham City. And Batman has had an extremely hard time chasing down the Brotherhood of Ambrosis. And the reason he's been having such a hard time, the reason there hasn't been very much evidence for him to examine, is because this has all been magic. But she really does seem to be from another place and another time, because she sits here and looks at Batman's armor and is in complete amazement at how versatile and flexible and how great it is in comparison to the armor of old. But Batman tries to tell her, I kind of, don't want your help. I don't need your help. I'm not looking for your help. But in the middle of his little monologue, she disappears like he would. Gone without a trace, not making a single sound. And it is not often that that happens to Batman. But that is what leads Batman to the old industrial district of Gotham City. He has tracked the Brotherhood here, trying to find out what exactly they are up to and what they've been doing inside the city. And meeting up with the Brotherhood, this seems to be some kind of trap for Batman. Because when he arrives, they open up a door that sends out some kind of psychic blast, some kind of psychic waves that bring Batman down to his knees. And as it appears, Batman is about to get taken out. The Brotherhood is about to bring down the hammer on top of Batman, only for him to be saved at the last minute by our 13th Night, by the Eternal Night. And with her saving Batman's life, this is when she hears a voice off in a room, someone saying that they are trapped inside of their own body. And this is where she opens up a door to find a man with long white hair tied up with wires coming off of his head, seemingly attached to dozens and dozens of monitors all around the room. And that is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, this is a little bit off of what's been currently going on in the Justice League. They've currently been dealing with Naomi's homeworld for quite some time now, but with the inability to actually get to that homeworld, because Barry could take them there, but it has such a weird effect on all of their biology. It affects all the heroes' powers in very different ways. And so until they can figure out a way to go to that planet without Superman being almost instantly depowered, they're gonna have to hold off on doing that. And in the meantime, they're gonna have to deal with somebody like the Utopica. And to be completely honest, I'm not 100% convinced on this story. We've gotten a lot of, this is kind of like Superman stories where we have a character that's built up like this individual, because at the end of the day, there's only so many threats you can throw at Superman. And I don't like that they immediately threw it out there that this is like a shadow of Superman. We've gotten that so many times. I would just like a different aspect of the story. But when it comes to the Justice League Dark, I am absolutely loving that story. It has been tons of fun. We didn't catch up too much with John Constantine and them, but I am excited for the next issue to see exactly what they're doing and how this is all going to play out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown,